Hey friends, what if your midlife crisis is actually not a crisis, but your soul waking up? Maybe it's time to step away from the job that you've always had, the roles you've always played, or your idea of who you thought you should be. If you're feeling stuck, burned out, or just like your life doesn't quite fit anymore, then this video is for you. It's not too late to rediscover who you really are and create a life that feels like yours. Let's talk about what that looks like and how to get started. So first, let me give you a little high-level summary of my story. When I decided to leave my corporate job, it wasn't just because I was tired of the work. It was because I was burned out from trying to fit into a corporate culture that didn't align with my values and who I am. I spent years trying to make it work. I mean, as a nurse, a job where I could work from home and make six figures was like a dream come true. And so I thought there was something wrong with me because I was so unhappy. And so for years, I just kept plugging along, thinking it was my problem, trying to change myself so that I fit into a box that was never meant for me. It's like trying to put a square peg into a round hole. You guys remember that show, Square Pegs? Anyway, after I worked bedside for about 20 years as a nurse, I started that job, and then I did it for 10 years. And at the time that I left bedside, I thought I was leaving for my dream job. Remote work, great salary, steady benefits, and my coworkers were jealous. After a while though, the satisfaction wore off of it. It started feeling like the work that I was doing wasn't contributing anything good to the world. In fact, every time I complained about work to my friends, that's what I said. I just don't feel like I'm doing anything good for the world. I just don't feel fulfilled. It felt empty. I felt exhausted all the time, physically and emotionally. And I started asking myself, is this how I want to spend the rest of my life? About 3 years ago, I started on antidepressants, and I'd never been depressed in my life. So I took a leap, and I learned that I could use the Rule of 55, which is an IRS rule for some people that allows them to be able to take from their 401k without penalty. You'll have to look into that on your own and see if your plan allows it. But I used that to give myself a cushion to retire from that company. And I knew that I was going to take a sabbatical before going back to work in any form. I just didn't really have a plan though. I just kind of knew I needed to stop what I was doing and heal and figure things out. So at first, and really up till now, I haven't done much. I have done nothing a lot of the time but sit with myself. I've let the noise fade. I took a 5-week road trip around the country in my minivan by myself. And that's when the shift really started to happen. With no meetings, no expectations, no responsibilities other than taking care of myself. People knew I was gone. Nobody was asking me for anything. I finally started having space to think clearly. So during that time, I reflected on all the ways that I've been pushing myself to do things that didn't align with who I really am. And I saw how often I'd said yes when I meant no, just to keep the peace or to make people like me. I mean, I'm a people pleaser in recovery for sure. I realized I spent years proving my worth through productivity, ignoring my body, numbing my emotions, and silencing my intuition. But I also started to reconnect with what mattered. My creativity came back. My nervous system started to calm down. I felt joy again and clarity. And now I feel freer than I have in such a long time. I'm starting a new chapter. I'm starting a new job this fall. I'll be teaching. And it's something that I've been interested in for a very long time. I chose work that feels purposeful. Work that I think will let me show up in a way that aligns with my values. It comes with a pay cut, a big one, but it doesn't feel like a loss. It feels like a huge win, and I'm super excited. I want that for you too. I want you to feel like your time, your energy, and your work, whether paid or unpaid, are going towards something that reflects who you are now. I want it to feel good to you. You don't need all the answers right away. I didn't have them either. You just need to start with honesty. What's not working? What's draining you? What parts of your life no longer fit? And I'm not just talking about jobs here. It could be a relationship. It could be a situation, a place that you're living. It could be a lot of things. If you're going through a transition or you feel like you need to, you might be asking, who am I now? I get it. That started for me when my kids became adults. As a single mom, so much of my identity had been wrapped up in taking care of them. When that season ended, I really had no idea where to put my energy. And it's not just parenting. Maybe for you, it's your job. Maybe it's your marriage. Maybe it's your routine or your roles. You've been wearing a certain identity for so long that taking it off leaves you feeling exposed or lost. But here's the thing, you're not lost. You're just in between. And this is the space where you get to ask the real questions. Like, what matters to me now? What parts of my past do I want to bring forward with me? And what do I want to leave behind? This is about getting honest with what hasn't worked and starting fresh. And look, I know fear is part of it. Fear is actually probably the main thing that holds people back. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not knowing what's next. And you know what? I heard something earlier today, not just fear of failure, but fear of looking like a failure to other people. I had all those fears too, and I still do. When I left corporate, I was terrified. What if I was making a huge mistake? What if I ran out of money? What if people thought I was crazy? And I spent all those years trying to make sure that I had a stable financial foundation. What if I was screwing it all up? But here's what I learned. Fear doesn't go away. You just have to stop letting it be in charge. Everything meaningful that I've ever done has come with fear. So now I see fear as a signal. It means that I'm stepping into something that matters. It means that I'm on the right track. If you're getting out of your comfort zone, you're growing, but you're also going to be afraid. Listen, we are all going to die at the end of this life. You might as well live it. Don't waste it being afraid and stuck. Let's bust a few myths real quick because I know these stories are running in your head. I'm too old to start over. No, you're not. Some of the most inspiring people I know reinvented themselves in their 50s, 60s, and beyond. You are not behind. You're just getting started. Another thing you might be thinking, I should already know what I want. I just have never really known what my purpose is. Says who? Most of us are still trying to figure it out. You're allowed to explore without having a master plan. And another thing you might be thinking, purpose has to be big, but it doesn't. You may know what it is and you just don't realize it because it might be small. It can be quiet and simple. It could be caring for people, creating something small, growing your own food, writing poems that no one reads. It just has to feel true to you. So maybe now you're feeling inspired, but also thinking, okay, but where do I start? You don't need a 5-year plan. You just need a spark. Start by experimenting with curiosity. Don't pressure yourself to figure it all out. Don't commit to anything. Just try something new. Revisit an old dream. What did you want to do when you were a kid? Follow the energy. You're not committing forever. You're just paying attention. Just follow the breadcrumbs. Listen to your intuition. Try something new and just keep following that. And then once you find something that interests you, just create a new rhythm. If your days used to revolve around your job or taking care of others, and now you have space, it might feel strange to set your own pace, but now you get to decide. Add one small thing to your daily routine that feels nourishing or aligned with your dreams. Keep doing it every day, just for a few minutes, until it becomes a part of you. Then add another. Finally, make something just because. Not for money, not for Instagram, not for external validation, just for the joy of it. Paint something terrible. Write something weird. Bake a pie and eat it all yourself. Let me tell you, when I started making videos on this channel, what's it been, like 9 months ago? Not even 9 months ago. I was just at the point I was so burned out, and I was trying to figure out how I was going to get out of that job and what I was going to do next. I just started making videos for me, and it was fun, and people were watching, and people were encouraging me, so I kept going. So now I have this whole thing. I'm really enjoying making these videos and writing articles on Substack. And a year ago, I would not have even believed you if you told me this is what I was doing. Since stepping away from that corporate life, I feel more alive and grounded than I have in years. I'm writing every day. I'm building a community. I'm more present with the people that I care about. My health has improved tremendously, and I'm off all my medications. I feel connected to myself again. And that's what I want for you, friends. So, here's your little assignment. Take a step, just one. Maybe it's journaling. Reaching out to someone that you trust, somebody that you haven't spoken to in a while. Blocking out time on your calendar to rest or do something just for you. Dream a little bigger. You don't have to take a huge leap. You just have to move. Put one foot in front of the other. You're not lost. You're becoming. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. I hope you stick around.